Welcome. My name is Thomas, and I'm here to share in this video the child tax credit and the advanced child tax credit payments, eligibility for child tax credit payments, and the 2021 child tax credit. So there's a lot of changes happening for the upcoming tax season that you need to be familiar with. And so hopefully whoever preparing your taxes for the upcoming year are knowledgeable in this area when it comes to the new changes that's about to hit for the 2021 tax season, which starts in January 2022. And so if you're going to someone that you're not confident in, you don't feel they've up to par when it comes to the new changes that's taking place in January that's going to affect your 2021 tax return, then you definitely want to search and try to find someone who you can talk to first. Ask them a series of questions about these things to make sure they're knowledgeable about the information that's going to affect your tax return for the upcoming tax season. Because the last thing you want to do is be devastatingly hit by not getting the type of refund you're used to getting because you went to someone who doesn't have the knowledge or the experience or the training to help you with the upcoming changes that's definitely taking effect for 2021, which starts in January of 2022. So uh, this is IRS.gov website. This is the place I go to for all my training, all my information when it comes to what I need to know for my clients because I go straight to the source, and that's the people who are in charge of the tax preparation system. And so that's IRS. So I go to them for everything I need to know so I can go back and let my clients know these are the new changes, these are the new things that's going to affect you and your tax return greatly this year versus past years. And so they have some questions right here that I'm gonna read off to you, and you can come back here because I'm gonna leave a link inside this video that'll take you back to this page so you can research this for yourself to make sure it's not a page I created on my own and just made up some information. You want to always verify and do your own due diligence and research on the information someone gives you, especially when you got enough time to make that happen. So it says B1, who is eligible for advanced child tax credit payments? And then it said this was added June 14th of 2021. So if you click this button, it's going to give you some information. It's going to say you qualify for advanced child tax credit payments if you have a qualifying child. Also, you and your spouse, if married filing joint return, must have your main home in one of the 50 states or the District of Columbia for more than half a year. Your main home can be any location where you regularly live. Your main home may be your house, apartment, mobile home, shelter, temporary lodging, or other location, and doesn't need to be the same physical location throughout the taxable year. You don't need a permanent address to get these payments. If you are temporarily away from home, from your main home because of illness, education, business, vacation, or military service, you are generally treated as living in your main home. And so that's the information that's going to educate you about this particular credit and payment that you might have already received. Then, if I go down to the next question, it says, did the requirements for qualifying children change for the child tax credit for 2021? Then we click this here. Well, it was already clicked. It said yes, it did change. This question said, who is qualifying child for purpose of the child tax credit? Click this on. It gives some more information. It says, for your tax year 2021, a qualifying child is an individual who is not turned 18 before January 1st, 2022, and who satisfies the following conditions. The individual is the taxpayer's son, daughter, stepchild, eligible foster child, brother, sister, stepbrother, stepsister, half brother, half sister, or descendant of any of them, for example, grandchild, niece, or nephew. The individual does not provide more than half of his or her own support. Meaning, if you got a child that's in high school but they're working, they're not making enough money to provide more than 50% of their own support. Because once that happens, then they're no longer considered a dependent. The next question is individual lives with the taxpayer for more than half the year. So as long as the child stays with you more than half the year, that's another qualification. And then they have some exceptions to that, which I'm not going to go through. You can come back and read this at your own leisure. Publications 972 is one of the trainings that I use to help with my students who are part of my coaching program who are looking to start and grow a profitable tax preparation service for themselves. And so the next question say individuals is properly claimed as a taxpayer's dependent. For more information about how to properly claim an individual as a dependent, they give you publication 501. So publication 501 gives you information on that. Then it says the individual does not file a joint return with the individual spouse for the tax year 2021 or files it only to claim a refund of withheld income tax or estimated tax payments. So in that uh, questionnaire, they talk about loans your dependent is not married where they have to file a return, uh, which makes them no longer eligible for you to claim them. Is what that sentence is saying simply is that your child might be claiming a refund because they worked a job, they weren't required to file a return at all, but they had federal income taxes taken out, and they want to get that portion of it back. So that's what that's simply talking about. Then the individual was a U.S. citizen, a U.S. national, or a U.S. resident alien. For more information on this condition, see publication 519. So if you have special circumstances that's outside of the scope of dependents that's born and raised in the U.S. as citizens, then there's another topic that doesn't apply to what I'm going to cover in this video. Then the next question says, do I or any of my children need to have social security numbers to qualify for the child tax credit? We click this plus button, it gives us more information. It says you and your spouse, if very filing joint return, must have a social security number or an IRS individual taxpayer identification number, which is an ITN. You will receive advanced child tax credit payments only if you use your correct social security number or ITN when you file a 2020 tax return or 2019 tax return, including when you entered information into the non-filer tool on irs.gov in 2020. Advanced child tax credit payments will be made for each qualifying child who has a social security number that is valid for employment in the United States. So all the kids that have a social qualify to get the payment uh, for the child tax payment. And so that's how that works. The next question says, was it meant by what is it meant by social security number that is valid for employment? It means for qualifying children, a valid social security is one that is valid for employment in the United States and issued by the Social Security Administration, SSA, before the due date of your 2021 tax return. So for people who are born here, all of our Social Security numbers are administered by the Social Security Administration. Those are the people who are in charge of the numbers. So those are the ones who get the numbers out for every child that's born. And so that's what that's about. It says if an individual was a U.S. citizen when he or she received the Social Security number, then it is valid for employment in the United States. If not valid for employment, it is printed on the individual Social Security card, and the employment individual the individual immigration status has changed so that he or she is now a U.S. citizen or permanent resident. So you might have a situation where a person wasn't really a citizen at the time, but now they got their citizenship, and now they're good to go because now they've been given a Social Security number. And then here it says, however, if a valid for work only with DHS authorization is printed on the individual Social Security card, the individual has the required Social Security number only as long as the Department of Homeland Security authorization is valid. So that's a special circumstance situation that mainly apply to foreigners when it comes to this here. And so we mainly talking about people who were born and raised here, who were born and given Social Security numbers out the gate. And so that's what that's really all about. It says, will I will I receive advanced child tax credit payments if my qualifying child dies in 2021? And the question that answers that is yes. If your qualifying child was alive at any time during 2021 and lived with you for more than half the time in 2021, that the child was alive, then your child is a qualifying child for purpose of the 2021 child tax credit. As a result, you will receive advanced child tax credit payments for your qualifying child. So yeah, if that tragedy happens to happen, then that'll be the case. And so the next question, and I'm gonna, this is my last one. The rest of them you can come back here and check out at your own leisure. Because of my 2019 tax return included no qualifying child or showed a large amount of income, I did not receive the 2019 child tax credit. However, I am eligible for the child tax credit based on my 2020 information. What can I do now to receive the advanced child tax credit payments during 2021? Then we click the button that says file your 2020 tax return, even though you did not receive the child tax credit based on your 2019 tax return, you may receive advanced child tax credit payments based on the number of qualifying children allowed on your 2020 tax return. The payments will start in July or the month after your 2020 tax return is processed, whichever is later. And so this here is where you want to come to educate yourself on the child tax and advanced child tax payments, uh, because there's going to be some people who are going to say that they didn't get this amount of money because the IRS next month is going to send out a statement to everybody who got this money, and it's going to have how much you received. And so if that don't line up with what you think you got, then you're going to go through a whole lot of pain when it comes to your refund for this year coming up, because now you call yourself trying to question the validity of the money that the IRS say they sent you, and you don't want to do that. What you want to do is file your tax return, get the refund you normally would have gotten anyway, then double back around and do a minute return, question that later, because you'll hold up your whole return just for some money that you say you qualified for, but you didn't get all of, and now you got your whole refund check caught up in limbo. And so you don't want to do that. You want to simply let them people process the tax return you're gonna have and the tax refund you're gonna get, and then do a mid return, questioning the fact that the money that you say you gave me, I didn't get. And then the problem with that is you got to prove that, because see, it's your word against theirs. And if you don't have nothing in black and white showing each disbursement for each month that they say they sent you this money, the total of this amount, then you really have no case in the first place to even waste your time uh, pursuing that. So when it comes to the child tax credit, the advanced child tax credit, IRS.gov is the place I go to for all my learning and training and knowledge and information to educate my clients on when it comes to anything that's going to change for the upcoming tax season year after year after year. So if you need assistance with your tax returns being prepared for the upcoming tax season, you don't have a person you can go to or you've been going to on a permanent basis that you confident in and that you trust to do right by you, then reach out to me. Let's talk, let's chat, and let's see if I'm a good fit to help you with your tax return needs for the upcoming tax season and beyond, by being able to help you file a complete and accurate and professional tax return for the 2021 tax season, which starts in 2022. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please subscribe. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Please leave a honest comment on all my videos. I give you permission to do that. And even if I don't, people are going to leave a comment regardless if it's positive or not. It doesn't bother me whatsoever, because I'm here as a business owner to educate and motivate people to go out and do the things they need to do when it comes to their tax preparation needs based on their individual situation, and having an accurate and professionally done tax return is what I'm all about. And I'll see you in my next video.